Hey everybody, welcome to our Rocket Stove channel. In this channel we focus on rocket stoves, how to use them, how to cook with them, rocket stove problems, how to fix those problems. Today I'm going to cook a simple meal of bacon and eggs and coffee. And so here we go, and I'm just going to kind of go through how I do this. And this is my rocket stove. I've had this rocket stove for 5 or 6, maybe 7 years. It's been well used. It's a commercially available rocket stove that I bought on eBay several years ago. I bought it used, and it still works, even though I've been using it for several years and I've had a lot of experience with it. So we're going to get started now. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'll tell you I've laid a fire in here. This is mostly, right now I've got split wood in there that I got out of my wood shop. And I'm going to light it off with my Bic lighter. In different videos we'll go into different ways we light these things. But I'm going to get that off. I've just got some wood in there, that's split wood from my shop. And there's a paper towel that might be an oily paper towel. And I'm going to see if I can light that off now and see if it'll get started. So here we go. Okay, we're getting it lit. I've got a stack of wood here. This is split wood, mostly that came out of my yard. And we're going to use that to cook on this morning. And it does look like we've got a good start going on our fire and our rocket stove. So we're gonna pause here a minute, and we'll go to get set up for cooking. I'm gonna let this burn for a few minutes and make sure it gets good and hot, because once it gets good and hot it smokes a lot less and it gets less soot on my pan. So I'm going to let it burn a little bit before I just jump on, even though it is going pretty good right now. So we're going to do that, and then we'll get started. My fire's going pretty good right now. You can see, if you can see in there, it's going good. It's doing its rocket stove thing. I put a small kettle up here, and we're going to use that kettle to heat some water to make some coffee. Now I'm going to cheat a little bit this morning, and I'm going to use one of these Folgers coffee singles. These things are really good if you're camping or you're traveling or something. All you have to do is heat a little water, put this coffee bag in a cup with some hot water, and you're good to go. I like to use these when I'm camping when it's cold, because in the mornings I keep a little stove in my tent, and I can heat a little water up real good, and I can have coffee and instant oatmeal and not even have to get out of the sleeping bag. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. I'm going to let it burn a little while and heat this water, and then I'll be back. Okay, now my water's boiling. You can see a little bit of steam coming out the end there, so it's boiling. So I'm going to take my Folgers coffee single. These things are really easy to use. When I do my cooking, a lot of times what I generally do is I'll make my coffee first, and I've got a little bit more water here than I need for coffee. But what's left over I'll use to clean up my skillet when I'm finished. I just pour this in. I've got a plastic spoon that I stir it with. And I'm going to let it sit here for a minute or two. And after a minute or two, it's going to be real coffee, not that artificial kind with instant coffee. My buddies at deer camp told me they'd shoot me if I took instant coffee to deer camp, so I don't do that because I want to live a long time. but this is real coffee. It tastes like real coffee, and it's easy to make. All you have to do is heat water, so that is great. So now I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to put my skillet on top, and we're going to start with our bacon. So can you see the bacon there? Yeah, there's the bacon. So we're going to start cooking our bacon, and then after the bacon's ready, we'll take that out and we'll cook some eggs. Let's get that up a little higher. There we go. So that's going to be bacon. I'm going to pause this for a few minutes. Watching bacon fry is probably not that fascinating, but we'll get started here in a minute. Yes, just an update. My coffee's all done. I don't know if you can see it on the video here, but it's been sitting about 2 minutes, and you can tell it's nice and dark and black, which is the way I like it. I've got a little sugar in it. And if I didn't mention it before, when I go camping, I always use a plastic spoon for my coffee, because the plastic spoon doesn't take any heat out of the coffee. And when I'm camping or deer camp, it's usually pretty chilly, and I want my coffee to stay hot. So I use a plastic spoon for that. Bacon's sizzling pretty good. I'm going to pause the video here, and we're going to check on it a little. Okay, my bacon is getting to be the way I like it, so I'm going to start taking it off now. I like it crisp but not burned. So I'm going to pause this while I finish my bacon. Okay, my bacon is finished now. The next thing I'm doing is I put my water, my tea kettle, back on the top, and I'm going to keep that water hot. And at the same time that I'm heating that water, I'm letting my skillet cool off a little, because I cook pretty hot when I cook bacon. But the way I like my eggs is over easy, and I don't like the edges of the eggs crispy. I know some people do, but I don't. So I'm going to let it cool just a little, and then I'm going to start my eggs. I've pretty well let my fire burn down, because I like to cook my eggs on a very low heat. And so I mostly just got coals left in there, and my water is boiling again. And once again, I'm just going to use that water to help clean my skillet. So the water's boiling, the fire's pretty well down, so I'm on a low heat, and that's how I'm going to cook my eggs. So we'll do that in just a minute. So here go the eggs. Oh, that one's got a busted yolk. I don't like that, but into each life a little rain must fall. There we go. That one turned out a little better. Okay. I'm going to pump up my heat just a little by putting a piece of dry split in there, and it should light up pretty quickly and give a little bit more heat. Yeah, there it is. Maybe I'll put 2 of them in there. So I'm going to let these eggs cook until I think the bottom is pretty firm, and then I'll try to flip them. Okay, they are sliding around in there. Oops, I broke the other yolk. Okay. So it's not going to be as pretty as it would be otherwise. But nevertheless, it's going to get cooked and it's going to get eaten. I got it flipped now. Usually I cook my eggs over easy by themselves, and I put them in a pan with butter instead of bacon grease. And when you do that, they slide around a lot easier and cook a lot better. But we're going to do this today because that's the cowboy way to do it, and that's the best way to do it. So I'm going to I think my eggs are about done. So I'm going to take them off and put them on the plate now. Okay, now there's my meal. And like I said, the yolk on the eggs broke, so it doesn't look quite as pretty as it usually does, but that's life. Bacon's pretty good. Eggs are going to be great. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.